It's a picture of what we've been able to see happen over the last 30 years, and it started very organically with one family in one neighborhood on one block. Started to refurbish this one community, and volunteers and individuals came in, and over the course of those 30 years, now we've refurbished over 50 homes and have 50 lighthouses, permanent residents within the community. We've been able to multiply our effect and our impact. Roughly 70,000 people are represented in the demographic that we aim to serve. Several years ago, we had the opportunity, and it's amazing, we were able to purchase the Better Together campus. The Better Together campus, formerly known as the Nebraska School for the Deaf, this 24-acre campus, 208,000 square feet, has the capacity and the ability to impact the families, the children and youth that we are walking and working alongside. And guess what? It's got a basketball court. Holla at your boy. It's got a space, and we envision and are in the process of putting a fitness center on this campus. This campus gives us the opportunity to impact more people, to be a presence, to be a community within a community that creates culture through recreation and sports. And we just opened up a dance studio. Any dancers in the house? Hip-hop classes for everybody. We've got programs, after-school programs, education, and we're so excited for many of our partners to offer more opportunities on this campus. It is a hub as we're impacting our neighborhoods and communities. When we first started 30 years ago, I was 2 years old. And over the course of those 30 years, I've had a front row seat to be a part of every step of the way. That's me with the hat on and some gloves in my hands. I either wanted a new basketball or new work gloves. We were always a part of working and a part of the process. And can I tell you, when you are a part of that from a young age, it shapes who you are. You learn at a very young age that purpose is so much bigger than yourself. Over those 30 years and being a part, we've seen the power of presence. This is what I love. My dad, in the early years, you can tell he had a little more hair. We can show this picture. There he had a lot more hair. My mom had a little something going on too. How many of y'all had one of those? A lot changes. But we've learned the power of what it really means to abide. I love the word abide because it means to remain. It means to stay. It means to dwell. Can I tell you, over the course of 30 years, there were many times we wanted to leave. But something happens when we stay. And we start to realize and see the power of presence. Can I tell you, the power of presence just doesn't affect communities in North Omaha. The power of presence impacts and affects every place that you are. Your presence matters, and your presence has purpose. Our hope and prayer is that you would leave here tonight knowing that presence doesn't just matter in North Omaha, but it matters in your community. And wherever you are, there's purpose in your presence. And we've seen it firsthand in North Omaha. Presence of moving into a neighborhood that was redlined by the police as one of the most violent neighborhoods, and staying, remaining, being a part of the solution there. We've seen that neighborhood completely revitalized and transformed. We've seen what happens when we put a lighthouse in those neighborhoods. Police estimate that crime decreases roughly 75%. Can I tell you, a permanent presence in a neighborhood matters. It matters. And we engage the community and we engage the police. And this is a house where through partnerships, we were able to put a basketball hoop out in front of this house. Can I tell you, one of our greatest strategies to reaching our community has been by having a basketball hoop in front of our house. People will put their guns down to play basketball. They'll put other things down to play basketball. And relationships start to form. I didn't know basketball was going to be our strategy to revitalizing our community. But it's been one of the best tools we have. But it's never been about basketball, it's been about presence. And so when we put a lighthouse in a neighborhood, when coaches decide to spend time in these mentorship relationships through sports camps and through basketball, over 200 plus kids we engage on a consistent basis through our sports programs. Man, I'm telling you what, it impacts the life of that individual. When teams like Creighton University and Josh Jones, holla at your boy right here, the man, the myth, far left, Coach Gordy. When teams show up, when volunteers show up and they paint a house, they clean up a house, they beautify a neighborhood, can I tell you, the police will tell you, a cleaner neighborhood is a safer neighborhood. It matters. Every single bit of presence matters. And for the last 30 years, I've had the opportunity to watch so many people say, you know what, my presence matters. I'm going to be a part of the solution. I'm going to make sure, I'm going to get my business, and I'm going to bring my business down, and we're going to be a part of the solution. I love the scripture verse in John chapter 15, verse 5. Jesus says, I am the vine, you are the branches. He who, everybody say it together, abides. I had to make sure I got the right translation. He who abides in me and I in him bears much fruit, for without me you can do nothing. Can I tell you, when people who are created by God bring their presence to a community, that community starts to experience his presence, which is love and hope, and they get to experience life in fresh, powerful ways. Our presence matters. And I've seen businesses and contractors donate their time and give weeks of their time to rebuild homes and put in HVAC systems and to put in plumbing. I've seen guys who own automobile services rehab and work on repair cars and vehicles. I've seen teachers and coaches give up their time to say, you know what, I'm going to invest in somebody else. I've seen families go without Christmas gifts for their kids so they can give Christmas to our community. I've seen children give up their birthdays to raise money or take up donations so that people in our community can be impacted. Can I tell you that their presence makes a difference? No matter where we are in our city, our presence can be felt in our community. One thing that I've seen over the last 30 years, if there is something that has been constant, something that hasn't changed, it's this. Our 30 years of impact, our 30 years of ministry has been directly related to the people that we mobilize to our community and for our community. You have been the X factors over the last 30 years. And even as I took time and I got to see people and talk to people, so many people in this room have been a part of the journey and the story of Abide. It's never just been my parents. It's never just been our family. It's never just been our team. It's been about hundreds and thousands of people who say, you know what? I want to make a difference. I want to be a part of something bigger than myself. Come on. You go ahead and high five somebody sitting next to you. Say, that's what's up. It's that's what's up, not that is what's up. That's what's up. It's powerful. The mission of Abide is directly related to the mobilization of people. And over the next 30 years, as we look ahead for the next 30 years, we recognize that we have to mobilize more people. We have to engage more X factors like yourself to our community and for our community. We have to not only continue to be a part, but we have to invite those we know and inspire others. Man, your life matters. You have a life of purpose, and when you give yourself to something greater than yourself, man, great things happen for people, but also great things happen in us. And so our heart as an organization is we want to inspire and invest in more people so that more people will get in the game. And more people will understand that they are an X factor to somebody else. And so we're actually creating a resource. It's a resource that I'm extremely excited about. It's a resource called I2, Influence to Impact. And over the next 30 days, we're actually going to be coming out with this resource and sharing it, and it's going to be on our site. And on this resource, there's going to be podcasts, like I did earlier with my main man, Pastor Myron. And we've got professional athletes, and we've got business leaders, and we've got pastors who are going to inspire us to use our influence to impact the world around us. We want to inspire. We want to invest. We're going to come out with resources. We've got books already. My dad's written a couple of books, but we've got more resources that are coming out, more videos that are going to come out. We want to be the voice in your life, and the voice in the lives of those you know that says you have influence. You're called to make a difference. Could you imagine? Could you imagine every day hearing that? Man, you have influence. I tell people my story. My dad used to say, Josh, you're a leader. I'll say, no, I'm not. He said, Josh, you're a leader. Dad, stop, man. You're a leader. God's going to use you. Over the course of time, I started to believe it. I would not be standing on this stage if I did not have a voice towards me and to me saying, man, you are a leader. You have what it takes. We want to be that voice. We want to inspire and invest in each and every one of you and those that you know, that they can make a difference. Tonight, everybody is going home, get this, with an Xbox. That wasn't the reaction I was expecting. I said everybody's going home with an Xbox. I mean, come on, I'm feeling like Oprah. All right, it might not be that type of Xbox. It's a box on your table that has an X on it. All of our lighthouse leaders, when we deploy them into the community, we give them a box. It's a love your neighbor box. And this box helps them. It reminds them. It equips them to love their neighbors better. There's resources in this box. In your box that you will get, it's a reminder that you are a game changer, that your life matters to somebody, not just in our community, but in your community. And in this box, there's resources. You get to send encouraging notes to somebody. You get to be reminded of who you are. There's my dad's resource, his book, Out of the Seats into the Streets. By a show of hands, how many people have read that? Come on. People all over this room. If you've read it, I want to encourage you to give it to somebody. How many would say your life was greatly impacted by that book? Come on, 3 people. That's what I'm talking about. Great job, Dad. All the work was worth it. I know in talking to people, so many people have been impacted by it. And I guarantee if you give that book to somebody, their life will be forever impacted. We want to invest in you. We want to inspire you. We want to thank you. 30 years, X Factors like yourself have been a part. We've got to mobilize more X Factors to our community. I love this slide, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It's a picture, in my mind, of the impact that we're having. Maslow's hierarchy of needs shows that at the very core, at the very foundation of every individual, before you can reach self-actualization, there must be a foundation that's built. There must be an environment that allows success to happen. And what we see over and over in our community is we can live on the same block, but because the environments in our homes and in our neighborhoods are so different, one of us has the opportunity to succeed while the other doesn't. The kid that grew up across the street from my house was gunned down at the age of 16. I had the opportunity, because of the culture, because of the environment of my home, because of the love, because of the support, because of the safety, because of the stability, to take advantage of sports opportunities, education opportunities. I am a product of the environment I grew up in. Our neighborhood strategy and the presence we create all throughout our community creates a culture, creates an environment so that the people in those communities, in those neighborhoods can actually take advantage of the many programs that are offered to them. Without the right culture, without the right environment, those opportunities and those individuals can't reach their full God-given potential. And so our presence strategically takes on these neighborhoods, creates a culture and creates a climate for impact to happen. Later on today, we're going to have an opportunity to give. And I know that many people in this room, just like the Hamill family, you have given above and beyond sacrificially and with incredible generosity. Man, we've been so grateful. But maybe you're here tonight and you came and you're ready to give. And you see the vision. You understand the impact that we're having. Our strategy in taking on a neighborhood requires something new for us, is that we have a leader in every neighborhood zone that we're taking on. Somebody who facilitates the activity between the school, between the 7 to 10 lighthouses in that neighborhood, between the neighborhood events, and between the minimum of 50 kids in every block that we're working with. Each of those obviously costs something. But can I tell you, the return on our investment is greater than we'll ever know. In a second, you're going to get to hear some stories. And even earlier, I got to talk to somebody who invested in one of these stories. And the return on investment has been so much greater than we could have ever imagined. And so I want you to know that when you invest in our strategy, when you invest in putting a presence in every community, when you invest and as we take on neighborhoods all throughout our community, our presence is having a permanent difference. We are seeing incredible change and transformation happen. But you're the game changers. And we need you. We want to invest in you. We want to inspire you. We want to mobilize you to our community. But we've got to maximize the resources that are in our community. Can I tell you, some of the greatest leaders in the world, we believe, are right here in our North Omaha community. Can I tell you that there is a gold mine of leaders that are waiting to have the same opportunities that I had, that are waiting to experience the opportunities that will allow them to reach their full God-given potential and be the type of leaders that change the game. They would be the type of leaders that wouldn't view success as moving out of the community, but they would actually view success as staying and being a part of the solution in the community. We've got X factors in our community, and we want to maximize those X factors, and we want to see more leaders stay and be a part of the solution as we move forward. I'm so grateful for what God has done over 30 years. Man, it's good. But can I tell you, I am more excited than ever for what's going to happen over the next 30 years.